Hello, this is Dr. Justina Agnieszka Chevallier. This is the second video in series of the COVID-19 educational material provided by I based on my medical education and years of experience. Second part to address when it comes to personal judgment as well as judgment to deal with the presented epidemiologic problem that COVID-19 imposed on us is to know what the preventative measures to kill that virus and to prevent infections versus to have that virus become a microorganism called commensal, adapted or adjusted to the ecosystem, present in a so-called inert, meaning no longer infective form in this area. To start to understand that, we need to know that every single epidemiologic problem is presented as a result of certain behaviors of the area. We have to talk then about the ecosystem. Ecosystem in United States, China, and other places affected by COVID posed enough of suffering imposed on animals and other than Homo sapiens species, active suffering, that other species or other also humans send as a message to the ecosystem: humans do something wrong, we need to weaken humans or reduce them in number so that the ecosystem survives. That is the origin of all of epidemias. Epidemias that happen, which is a large amount of the territory, epidemias that in this word epidemia make for a large territory, not only the United States, are epidemias that are a result of necessity for human to be dead or harmed, to not to die of or suffer of as a result of poorly designed economy of the ecosystem. What does that mean? As you have probably noticed, all of the places that exterminate animals, that cause as meat coronary artery disease, heart attacks, and other very painful long-term treatments are closed. The solution is to reduce whatever it is that humans kill or harm, to die from its consumption, so that it does not kill humans, to spare these lives and spare suffering, because unbearable suffering causes epidemias also in other species. So that is the answer to the problem. The statistics provided need to give a person such as I, who is a multidisciplinary consultant with expertise also in epidemiology, that person needs to have the amount of deaths of other species caused by humans to cause in humans death and disease. That is then compensatory mechanism to save humans and the ecosystem and other species, that happens to reduce the amount of provided, for instance, deaths in livestock and animals, as well as deaths in, for instance, trees and material that can be used as recycled. The example of that I often give is parasitosis. Parasitosis follows a cycle that some say that cycle is fixed. This is untrue. It means for as long as a human goes and kills a pig and consumes that pig's meat, death is labeled as something normal, or killing is labeled as something normal. It means then that other species, such as a parasite, feel that the division of that corpse is one, belongs also to other species, so attacks that meat in stock, and secondly, attacks human to kill human, to to stop killing that pig as if it is a marked perpetrator for trapping that pig and for killing it. What is the solution? The solution is stop trapping pigs and killing these, and stop consuming that meat as healthy, because if not, the other species will collect in what you collect in pigs in humans. That is an example of a circle of parasitosis that is broken by conscious effort, intellectual planning, and also economic, for instance, provision and cultivation of fruits and vegetables on a given area, and storage of such, to prevent unnecessary causing harm and death to humans, death of other animals, that is then labeled as normal, human as perpetrator, and compensated by another species such as virus, also COVID-19, or parasites, to attack humans. So that is the solution. The solution is to sit down, look at what we kill and harm, that kills and harm us as humans, and stop doing so while making sure that there's enough goods, food, for instance, plant-based food, that there's enough agriculture to replace killing with things that thrive consumed, such as apples, such as pears, plums, soy, etc. What the result is? The result is, first of all, no need for weakening of humans, so stronger immune system, and no need also for compulsory disinfections and bactericides that are also ingested, such as antivirals. That is the fact. If we non-stop use hand sanitizer and brush areas, this is a result of disguising of whatever it is that is a mammal DNA and was killed, so that we afford those in pigs survival. If we instead stop killing, there's no need for disguises, because all those microorganisms start to collaborate or live in harmony, and no longer each time we disinfect or administer an antiviral, that little particle called virus mutates, creating new mechanisms of invasion to break through what we have elaborated and infect and kill more humans, because humans keep on killing and harming, instead of elaborating agriculture that works, and bringing from abroad well-paid and well-stored food that is of plant and non-killing origins, and is therefore, because it was not killed and it does not kill, is anti-inflammatory. Now, if we do not do that, all of these measurements and measures for how much it costs to provide bactericides, antivirals, and disinfection result in undulation of epidemia. It means that in bouts, whatever it is, imagine a virus as a group of soldiers that is attacked, and when the attacker leaves, arms up, the same as the virus, and becomes each time like a surprise to the human body and to the area. The same is with things on surfaces. So it does not mean do not wash. It means stop killing and providing harm to other species, and as humans will stop being harmed and dying, instead of killing what it is that we are killed as normal, labeled as items, that kills then in humans in bouts, meaning again, as if attackers that killed off another kind of troops or soldiers wiped out all of the soldiers. New soldiers from school arrived with different arms from the other person's descriptions of what the other ones had, better armed, and new death cases and new wins happen each time, which is that ondulation of epidemia. That means, again, stop destroying other species and stop suffering to humans, provide non-kill lifestyle, and that will then reduce amount of the antivirals, surface cleansings, as well as also hand sanitizers that create resistance of that COVID-19 and new each time need for the vaccinations and the new fight. This is not the solution. It is a result of very primitive, ignorant approach to medicine. It is similar to providing, for instance, in the area permit to make an income selling cannabis, like in USA, bringing a whole amount of those cannabis and then making that banned and providing for a fee treatments for addiction. If, like sugar, that thing is present in deposited, human body craves and seeks for it because it is present as if it was hay for horse. And that is the essence of addiction. If that is removed from the area, replaced by things that are good for the body, then those cravings and that addiction is resolved, not banned and present. Not present, replaced by things that are more attractive to eat and to consume, And similar approach is used with COVID. Stop killing and destroying other species. That will stop the consumist death of mammal DNA as food that then deposits in body and it has to be removed or replaced by valves and other procedures and causes obesity and death. And then the fighting of that mutated virus by killing it non-stop to then mutate and come back again in ondulation will cease. This is it.